Really quick, man, I just got to give a shout out to USA, to all of our men and women that have been doing such amazing, amazing feats at the Summer Games in Tokyo. But the real question is, are you listening, and what device and tools are you utilizing to be a better listener? Let's go. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode here at Pasión, where it's always around cultura, faith, y conexiones. And more importantly, as you guys know, it is always on a Friday where we come to you directly here on IG to let you know that it is Pasión Friday. And with that being said, I'm super excited. I asked you guys, what are you utilizing to be a better listener? And I'm going to answer that question in a bit, but really quick, my name is Noan El Boricua, and as always, I'm super honored. I want to say thank you guys for your patience. We've had, work has been busy. This is not a full-time gig for me of hosting a podcast, so I haven't had the chance to be able to edit and update some of the new podcast, storytelling season 3. So my apologies, mi disculpas. So I hope you guys can understand, but stay tuned. We finally got a couple lined up, as well as some new interviews that we do have lined up. So I'm really excited because of the fact that there is a shorter version for this week's episode, only because of the fact that there is so much to do con la familia, con la comunidad, right? At the church, wherever it is, right? Work, right? But more importantly is just to be able to be here. But again, shout out to all of our athletes. Shout out to all the countries coming together. And shout out, man. And well, not shout out, but I mean, much respect. Min respeto with all the challenges that we've had in these summer games that many can argue, why did we have them? But I also think is that it's some of the greatest visual storytelling that we can ever see of these amazing athletes. But I digress. That's for another day, for another story. I asked a question of what it looks like to have the right tools to be able to listen and what that looks like. Well. I showed you the Sennheiser, which I put over there. So we're going to cut. All right. So this right here, the Sennheiser, this is the HD 280, and these are the Pro headphones. So the reason why I really like these is that one, not because they're comfortable, because this is not comfortable after a while, because they do get really hot, but because of the fact that, when it's over the ear, it really isolates everything to be able to focus. And what's interesting is that, particularly to these headphones, is that these are only $99, unless you guys find it on eBay. But for the price at, Sam's Musical, I don't know why I blinked on that, but Guitar Center and Musicians Friends, wherever, for all my musicians that you guys, or maybe you guys buy these at Best Buy, I don't know, Target, whatever that looks like. But as a musician, especially as a producer, as an editor, a creative, you need the tools to be able to listen and understand the nuances of transitions in a video to the most important next single that's about to drop for some of my artists out there, and for a lot of the creatives of really dialing in and to be able to get the right alignment within video and post-production with audio. For something that's very unique to pricing, the mid-range, the bass range, like these are really good headphones. And the reason why I like them is not because of the price, but because they're kind of like the workhorse. They're the ones that put in the most work from a lot of other brands. I'm not here to argue with anyone, but here's the thing, and really the unique thing that I need you guys to understand hoy on Pasión Friday. And like always, I would rather just quote it, even though I do have my notes right here, but I got my phone in front of me. So I want to say this quote. It says, listening shows respect and regard for the people you work with, you live with, or you lead with. It helps build a rapport, and it demonstrates that you create or that you care about others and what they have to say. Not what I have to say or you, but what they have to say. Listening is reciprocal, and leaders can model the behavior. That when you are a good listener, people will tend to listen very more careful to you as well to their peers around them, end quote. I think this is super key because, I had the chance, and maybe if you guys get a chance, go on IG, go to ESPN, if I'm correct, or ESPN MMA, altogether, one word. And if you go there, Chael Sonnen, he actually shared an experience of you just never know. Now, what do I mean? And again, I didn't even watch the video. I saw it one time, but I just thought it was so key of why we need to listen. And here's the thing. He shares about the fight that he had with, for me, the GOAT of MMA, pound for pound, Anderson Spider Silva. And he talked about when they fought, that there was a presser or a press, conference, and that Anderson Silva put his arm around Chael Sonnen. And Chael Sonnen talks about, like, he had two decisions right in the moment. One, allow himself to let the competitor just kind of make him feel like, oh, I have to, like, be the cool guy. Or two, for, like, better pay-per-view buys, create an animosity bigger and push him away and let him know. So he said that he put his arm around him. Chael Sonnen, as many may or may not know, creates the scene. The press goes crazy. It's trending on Twitter for sports. And sure enough, it was a big pay-per-view buy for UFC. The cool thing about that was that after the press conference, Chael Sonnen said that he was going to go to the bar. He smelled his shoulder where Anderson Silva had put his arm around him. And he was like, man, this smells really good. And he was trying to figure out what was that smell of the deodorant that he smells so good. Well, he sits at the bar. He realizes that this person next to him kind of knows quite a bit of MMA. They're talking, and then Chael Sonnen says the following: "Hey, do me a favor, smell this." And the guy smells it and goes, "Wow, that smells great." He goes, "That's Anderson Silva's smell." And the guy, he goes on to tell the story. Exactly what I just shared with you guys. It's funny because if you watch this after, you're going to see that I basically repeated it, I think, word for word. He says that the guy turns around and he says, "Do you mind repeating that story again to me?" Fast forward that when he's done, the guy pulls out a card and gives it to Chael Sonnen. And look, this is why listening and building the tools to listen to others is so important in storytelling. Because Chael Sonnen, as you already know, works for ESPN under MMA, but the guy was a VP at ESPN and said, "Here's my card." And no joke, Chael Sonnen said it. I'm not making this up. And clearly he's with ESPN as of this video of this date. He actually becomes a part of the team a week later. Yo, I don't know about you, but that's the power of storytelling. But it's also the power of understanding self-awareness, understanding the moment, right? Ernesto, I know you said it best, right? Right time, right place, right person, right moment. And I think for Chael Sonnen, he understood that. Look, shooters, they always shoot. We know that saying. But I also know that as much as we always want to tell the story, how about we sit back and listen to the story, pick up, learn, and then create our own story. Yo, I think that's the best elevator pitch I ever heard. If you got one, let me know your elevator pitch on how you got to where you're at today. That's what we got for you guys. I hope you guys understand the importance of the tools when it comes to listening. Dial it, gauge it, and go forward. And check us out, Pasión Podcast. And once again, muchas gracias. Continue. Look, if you love to be a partner, you can check it out on the website as well. But stay tuned to your podcast and know that we got some good stuff coming. Later.